Part 3 of our nutritional series, metabolism. You've probably heard people say, I have a really fast metabolism. I can eat whatever I want. You think, oh, you make me mad. Or you've heard people say, my metabolism has really slowed down and I've gained a bunch of weight. And you think, me too, bro. What is metabolism and how do we change it? Can we ramp up our metabolism? I'm going to break down in this video for you what your metabolism is, what constitutes your metabolism, and how we can change those variables to improve your metabolism. Now, instead of just using the word metabolism, I'm going to use the word total daily energy expenditure. What's the total amount of calories we're burning in a day? Your total daily energy expenditure is made up of 3 factors. One is your basal metabolic rate. This is what most people think of when they talk about their metabolism. Your basal metabolic rate is the amount of calories you burn at rest without doing anything. If you and I both sat on the couch all day, we would both have to burn calories to continue bodily functions. How many calories I burn and how many calories you burn would likely be a different number. The 2 primary factors that dictate our basal metabolic rate are our hormone production and the amount of muscle we carry on our frame. We can improve both those things and improve your basal metabolic rate. Your hormones naturally will decline some over the course of your lifespan, and so there is going to be slightly less calories burned. But we can optimize those things through lifestyle changes, getting enough sleep, getting exposure to sunlight, walking, resistance training, de-stressing, all of these tools I want to teach you to maximize your hormonal levels. You'll also have more energy because there's going to be more testosterone in your veins. Now, number 2, the more muscle you have on your frame, muscle is costly. Your body has to work harder to preserve that muscle, i.e. we need more energy, we're going to burn more calories without even doing anything. That's why a lot of people you see that are very fit when they're young stay fairly fit into the latter half of the life because they're burning more calories naturally. They have a leg up on you if you don't have any muscle on your frame. Part number 2, the thermic effect of food. It takes energy for our body to digest, break down, process all of the food we eat. Some foods are easily processed, others take more energy. For example, simple carbohydrates, your body can break down and process rather easily. But things like protein are more complex and require more energy for our body to break down. Thus, the thermic effect of food is ramped up. This is the one variable we can't manipulate as much, but we can manipulate. By taking some of the simple, less than desirable carbohydrates out of your diet and replacing them with fats and proteins, your body is going to have to work harder to break those things down, thus burning more calories. Number 3, the thermic effect of activity. This is the one that I think most people get mistaken when they say their metabolism has slowed. It's not so much that your metabolism has slowed, but your activity has lessened. When you were a kid, you walked around the school, you played at recess, you rode your bike with your friends, you played basketball after school, you were active. And then as we've gotten older, we walk down to our car, we drive to work, we sit at a desk, we don't move anymore. And so it's not that your metabolism has slowed, it's that your activity has lessened. And so step 1 in improving your metabolism is we're going to get you moving more. Now, I'm not saying we need to overvalue intensity and undervalue general exertion. I'm not saying you need to go run a marathon every day or even run every day. I'm saying we need to get you walking, we need to get you standing up, we need to get you moving more. What we're going to do is we're going to track your steps. Now, if you're a runner and those steps come through running, that's fine. But if you're not a runner, I don't expect that of you. I expect you to get up and walk to the water cooler and back more often, to go for a 10-minute walk after lunch, to start to make incremental changes so we're moving more. What gets measured gets managed. We're not just going to generally move more, we're going to manage and measure how much you're moving so we can adjust your diet accordingly. Number 2 is resistance training. Every Kaizen program includes resistance training. That's because resistance training is anaerobic. Now, when I say aerobic, that means oxygen. When you walk, your body has oxygen, you're breathing heavily, all of your muscles and cells are getting oxygen. You're burning calories while you're moving, but your body just continues on with normal functions once you're done. When you do anaerobic activity, weight training, high intensity exercise, anaerobic means without oxygen. Your muscles don't get oxygen during that time. So in the period for an hour or several hours after you exercise in an anaerobic state, your body has to continue to work harder to try and replenish that oxygen for which it was deprived, thus burning more calories even once you're done exercising. This also goes back to part 1 of your basal metabolic rate. How do we build muscle? Well, we resistance train. As we resistance train, we put more muscle on our frame, we now burn more calories at rest. These are the 3 factors that make up your metabolism, or your total daily energy expenditure. We're going to start to slowly manipulate each of them so that we can burn more calories at rest and have more margin for error in our life. If we can adjust your basal metabolic rate by 100 calories, and if we can adjust your thermic effect of food by 50 calories, if we can start resistance training a few days a week and walking more and burn an extra 200 calories, that would be 350 calories a day. There are 3,500 calories in a pound. That means every 10 days we would be losing a pound of body fat. That means over the course of the year, we'd be losing about 36 pounds. That might sound crazy, and you have to realize that doesn't happen in a week or a month, but that happens over time with consistency. There are going to be changes we're going to have to work through, and it might not pan out quite that simple, but that puts in perspective that I don't want you to lose 16 pounds in a month and be depleted and exhausted and then be back to your old habits. I want to make slow incremental changes so that your metabolism really does improve and we're not working in the opposite and destroying it so that we gain back more body fat later. This doesn't happen overnight. This happens through incremental changes. We're going to make them in a way that are sustainable so that it's not a month I felt good, 3 months later I felt bad, but you're going to build a body and a life that you're proud of and you can take and cherish for a long time. I can't wait to continue to work forward with you in part 4 of this video series, Kaizen, Continual Daily Improvement. Keep it up, guys.